This is the 238th Taiku of the Babylonian Talmud, according to Rabbi Aharon Yeshua Pessin's book, Menachot, Taiku. It's in Menachot 31b, with the words Amar Rav Zeira. We just had this recently in Daf Yomi. Okay, Amar Rav Zeira, Amar Rav Chanan, and Amar Rav Kira Haba B'Shnei Shitin Yispoil Yisholosh Al Yispoil Amar Le Rabba Zuti Ravashi Hacha Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah Midifti Mishmei Derove Ha Damrinan B'Sholosh Al Yispoil Lo Amaran Ele Be'atikata Ala Chad Tata Leslan Ba. Rav Zeira says that Rabbi Hananel says. Rav says, if a tear in the parchment of a Torah scroll extends into 2 lines, one can sew the parchment to render the scroll fit. But if he extends into 3 lines, then one cannot sew it to render it fit. Rabbi Zuti said to Rav Ashi, this is what Rav Yirmiyah of Difti said, in the name of Laveh, that which we say. And if the tear extends into 3 lines, one cannot sew it to render it fit. We say only with regard to old sheets of parchment. But in the case of new sheets of parchment, we have no problem with it. Okay, velo atikata mamash atikosa. Velo atikosa atikote. Atikata. Velo atikata mamish. Velo chadtata mamish. Ela hodel elo iftzan ha'afitzan v'hanimili begidin al begodin lo. The Gemara adds, and old does not mean literally old, and new does not mean literally new. Rather, those sheets of parchment that are not processed with gall are labeled as old and cannot be sewn, whereas those sheets of parchment that are processed with gall are labeled as new and can be sewn. This statement, that one can sew the parchment and render it fit, applies to sewing it with sinew. But if one sews the parchment with thread, it is not rendered fit. Rabbi Yehuda bar Abba asks, if the tear occurred in the space between one column and another column, but it was of the length that it had occurred inside a column, it would have extended more than 3 lines. And similarly, if the tear occurred between one line and another line horizontally, but not tearing through any letters, what is the halacha? No answer was found, and therefore the dilemma shall stand unresolved. Taiku, we must wait for the Messiah, the son of David, and the son of Joseph, why not? And Elijah the prophet. And Elijah the prophet is going to give the answer, that's what they say.